My name is Kristen Wong Tam, and I'm a Toronto City Councillor, and welcome to Ward 13, Toronto Centre. I'm here largely as a local councillor by invitation of the BIA, the Cabbagetown BIA, to support this program. I know very well the importance of having a hot meal on a table, especially during the pandemic. The pandemic has caused a lot of economic hardship, and there's many families in our community that are going hungry. So anything that we can do in the local business community in partnership with the church and other nonprofit providers is actually going a great distance. We want everyone fed, we want them to be well taken care of, and this is just one gesture, one way of the community showing that care. So throughout the pandemic, what we've seen are grassroots movements, neighbors reaching out to help other neighbors. We've seen nonprofits step up to support the efforts of government, whether it be the city, the province, or the federal government. And generally what I think it demonstrates is a sense of community care. We are reaching out and taking care of one another. Those of us who are fortunate enough to stay home and work, then that's fantastic. Those of us who have a roof, obviously we're quite privileged, but there are many Torontonians who don't have those opportunities. And I think that all of us are working together to try to fill those gaps, make sure that people don't fall through the safety net. And during this time, once we get through the pandemic, we will hopefully be able to build back an economy that's stronger, that's more inclusive. Programs like this is just one demonstration of how Torontonians deeply care about each other. It's been a really difficult time for Toronto City Council, but I don't think we should stop there because as much as the challenge has been with City Council and the Toronto Public Service, which are thousands of employees working in the front lines, providing shelter services, working in the parks, continuing to keep the city moving from TTC workers to long-term care workers. Everybody is working at full speed and they're not slowing down. But it has been difficult because our responsibility is to care for those who are most vulnerable. We want to make sure that people aren't left behind. And we have been able to do that by expanding our budget and increasing our services. We've leaned very heavily on community partners by giving them additional resources and grants so that they can carry out the good work. And I think that this is where we need to scale up and expand our response. And that's what the city has been doing. But it doesn't mean that there isn't room for improvement, and certainly we've seen that people have certainly taken up some residency in parks, and I think that it's important for us to recognize when families go hungry, it's because they are poor. And when people find themselves in parks and living in parks through the encampments or what have you, it's because they don't have access to shelter that is safe or housing that is affordable. So we need to get to the root causes and as well as treat the symptoms, which is what we're doing right now. The City of Toronto has actually initiated the Toronto response and recovery to the pandemic. We know that even before the pandemic hit, there were many systems and structures that weren't working. People were feeling left behind. They were feeling a city that was growing over them but not growing with them. So we are taking this opportunity to actually learn from what we knew and what we have now learned additionally. And that means that when we build back the economy, we build back a system, we build back with the supports that people expect and need so that families can thrive. Things that the city are actively investing in, and this is real money out the door, is to rapidly build affordable housing, and you're seeing this now happening across the city. We're also trying to work with the province to make sure that there are supports, wraparound supports for those who are vulnerable, who cannot live independently, but they need some type of assisted living. We're also increasing our response, especially through public health, in terms of rapid testing, as well as getting ready to roll out the city's largest mass vaccination program, which is pretty important because we want people to be vaccinated and we want to be able to get back to what it would be what we call normal life, but hopefully with more people with us and fewer people being left behind. So that's the intention of City Council. It's been a very difficult year. No one would ever deny that. But I believe in the power of Toronto. I believe in the power of Torontonians. And I'm very confident that if we pull together and we don't stop and we continue to forge ahead, we can make a difference. And that's what I'm hoping we can do this year. So I'm privileged as a city councillor to represent the community of Cabbagetown. I found them to be a community of caring people. This is just one way that we have seen not just the residents of Cabbagetown and the business owners of Cabbagetown step up to help, but it's one of many examples that we can point to. And I'm extremely proud of the work that the BIA is doing here. They've built a deep partnership with the nonprofit service providers, and they're coming out to marry the two of them, which is supporting local business who have also been hit by the pandemic, but making sure that they can in turn support residents who are going hungry. So this is really a great story for the community. It's Cabbagetown demonstrating that they care, and there's only one way to describe it, which is kindness, pay it forward, and let's just keep going that way.
My name is Reverend Jim Keenan. I'm at St. Luke's United Church right across the road from us, and this is Rick.
I'm Rick Matthews, the Executive Director of the Cabbagetown BIA.
And this project really it was conceived in December. I was talking to some people from Dixon Hall, and our church works a lot in terms of food security. We have a food bank. We offer 2 hot meals a night, but this time of year is the coldest time of year, and it's incumbent to get as much food out to people who need it as possible, basically. So we thought of a lunch program, and we also realized we had already entered into some partnerships with restaurants in Cabbagetown to supply our meal program. That's who supplies our meal program. So we thought, they're taking a terrible hit. Is there a way that we can support local business and at the same time provide a nice lunch for people on Thursdays? So I was able to get a small grant, and I got some other donations, and we were ready to go. And so for 6 weeks, we've been offering a really great lunch from all these different, Rick will go on to name the different restaurants. We've been able to pay them enough money that they're getting their margin, a small margin, and we've been able to provide. Also, Sherburne Health has been coming and providing hygiene products and harm reduction materials and socks and hats. So it's been so successful that we've got enough donations to do another 6 weeks. And that's from people in Cabbagetown and other merchants and everything. So I'm very pleased. We're getting food out to people, and we're helping the local businesses.
For sure, yeah. When the Reverend reached out, I think part of the reason why the Cabbagetown business community was so keen to support this initiative is because, as Jim mentioned, there are a lot of small businesses in our community that are struggling because of the pandemic. And this was a way for us to collaborate on a really important project and help people that are really facing heightened food insecurity as a result of the pandemic. So we have a number of Cabbagetown businesses that have come on board. They include Choo Choo's, Danielle and Danielle, Epicure Shop, Faux You, Tim Hortons, and Dova, as well as we've got some product donations from Matt's No Frills. So together, as Jim mentioned, we've been serving lunches every Thursday here in Allan Gardens as a way to sort of connect with the community. And we've also been soliciting community donations, and the Cabbagetown community and wider community has rallied around what we're doing here, and we now have enough donations to continue for another month. And hopefully longer, frankly. I mean, we'd love to keep this going as an ongoing initiative because there clearly is a very real need.
And it may balloon into something different, some way of community gathering in Allan Gardens. But right now, food's the essence, I guess. Yeah.
Please do not forget to like, comment, and share to our channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And for more information, please check out our website.